Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Ragewood here with a Dragonheir video. And today I'm recording all 6 of my teams for the Season 3 boss. Now, I'm actually only 1 or 2 days before the end of the fight, so I'm a little bit late to this, but I'm hoping a few people who are delayed on the servers behind me can take something away from this. Now, just set the record straight. This is not a free-to-play team, none of them are. I've had a count its closed beta test. I do have legendary artifacts, a lot of legendary heroes. But I do have other people in my alliance who have sort of taken some of the things that I have said or suggested, or even stuff that they figured out and told me. Scoring very well, so I'll show you some of those as well. And yeah, so without further ado, let's take a look at the team, shall we? So we're going to start with my Dauntless team. Now, I do have 2 legendary heroes in here, one of them being Nastyenka. And if we take a look at the equipment plan, 3 aerial pieces, Shout Art and Enlightenment, and I've got Nathaniel as the solo healer here. I do have Nastyenka's artifact. Okay. And yeah, I've got the Finality gloves on Avelios as well, because I'm not too worried about his ultimate. Yes, it will go off, that's fine, but he's really mainly here for his battle skill, which gives attack speed, and for his passive, which is triggering off everyone else's auto attacks. And that's where his damage comes from, which is why he is in the fan. Nimbus's are which remains. And yeah, that's sort of the setup. Now, other things you can do. I do not own Soother still to this day. Now, I have seen a lot of people run a Soother team instead as well. And, just to show you that I'm not crazy. If I can just drag across, ooh, crumbs. You can score very highly. Say 171 million from this person in my alliance. With a Soother, there have been a couple others where it's not been Soother, it's been Garrett. All scoring fairly similarly. Garrett is harder to keep alive because he sacrifices his HP to do increased damage, but Dauntless is definitely one of the easier teams to score highly on. Now, of course, you can run a Yagnats as well. Varney, you could do for the attack speed. Probably wouldn't. Shagroll also works very well. I've seen a few Shagroll teams here too. So don't lose heart if you don't have all of these legendary heroes that I do. You can still do, say, very well. Taravol as well. God, how could I forget Taravol? I'd love him. He'd be great in here too. So now to look at the timings. This is how I have it set up. Okay, so the idea here is, say, Nathaniel is solo healing. He's going at 12 seconds every 15 seconds. The way it sort of works is when he does his ultimate, when a buff or his passive is when a buff expires, you get heal over time. So when he goes here, he puts defense up on everyone. The boss will remove it, and then it gets replaced with a heal over time. So you don't actually get the buff prohibition, which is very nice. I did not figure this one out alone. We sort of, again, in the alliance and things like that, we decided this was good. We were testing, just trying to get the shield up before the shield prohibition, and it works really well. So yeah, well done team and everyone that did that. I've then got, say, Shoutar going before the 30-second clearer, Nimbus also going before the 30-second clear, and Nastyenka. The idea is, even though, for example, this ultimate counts as a basic attack, it still triggers one tick of the passive. So the idea is to get those out of the way, the boss will clear, he'll get the fragility up, and then the team just goes ham on him. So I will run it once, just so you can see everything, and then I will sort of pause it at the end, although as you probably saw, it does sort of do around 200 million. So I've just slowed it down just so you can see the defense up on everyone. It gets removed and then replaced with a heal over time, and there's no buff prohibition. And that's how Nathaniel is able to heal everyone solo. Well, don't need that on, but he went off there. So it will come up in a second. Shelter, one tick. Nest, here we go. Yeah, Nimbus, another tick. This Jenker, they'll all get cleared. And then the team goes brrr. And that's basically it for 8 minutes. So I'll leave this here, and then we'll come back shortly. So there we have it, guys. End of the fight. 204 million. So one thing I did find in Gorax's Discord, if you're not in there, do join that. There's a few, lots of people posting their teams and things like that, so do go check that out. Is one guy had a very similar team to this one. Shaltar, Nathaniel Nimbus, he had Suther, and he had Yui Kartle. And managed to score 75 million. But I reckon if he dropped Yui Kartle for, even a Yagnet, something like that, he would easily score over 100. So, say Dauntless, one of the easier teams to build for this boss fight, especially now that the changes did happen. So we're going to save this one, and we'll go take a look at the next one, which will be my rally team. Now, my rally team is my highest scoring team. It gets around 207, 208 million, and it is on a 15-second rotation. This is all possible due to Lorenthil. If you don't have Lorenthil, you won't be able to do the 15-second rotation. And I'd like to give a special thank you to Keldek, someone from Gorax's community, who sort of showed me the timing to this and has allowed me to do this the way that I have. So as you can see, everyone is on a 15-second rotation. So for the Rally Heroes, this is all possible just thanks to Lorenthil. Asilla herself, she is actually in the Hourglass, and I've got her in a Mona Lisa set, okay? Now, one thing that you'll notice a few people doing, my Nathaniel was the same a second ago, is a lot of the healers, sometimes it's better to not have Diamond or Elminster's Book to try and boost their healing, but rather to have the Hourglass and to get them to go twice in the rotation. So just something to bear in mind, something to try out. I actually have it in my Lightning team, as you just saw, my Rally team just here. My Fire team has the healer in an Hourglass as well. So, as I say, something to bear in mind, ultimately. Now, again, I do have Thelendor. He is an exclusive. I do have Filter, and I do have Alton. Ultimately, as long as you have Lorenthil, you too can still run a 15-second rotation, even if it means having someone like a Hegio, an Alvis, or whoever you have damage dealer-wise, Huberg. So the important thing for this is to have Lorenthil for this to work. Now, my life is made easier with a Scylla 2, but again, there are teams that are running sort of Jillian instead, sort of thing, making it work. So again, don't worry too much if you don't have all of the guys that you're seeing here. I have seen quite a few posted, again, in all the other big content creator Discords, making this setup work. So again, just go, make sure you check them out, and engage with the community and other people, and just seek help. I've been posting everything I can everywhere to try and help my community out, and I know you guys can sort of do the same as well. Now I'm going to tweak the gear because I did pull myself an extra crit rate set of gloves, so I'm just going to put that on my ult in here, and maybe that will increase my damage. So, I think just show the fight once, just so you can see the rotation. We'll put it in 1x speed. And then again, I will show you the end result. So, Isilla is the one going first. My apologies, it's not Isilla. I've got her out. I thought, there you go, she's just gone. And now everyone else goes. So, the first rotation, we do hit, obviously, a lump of stacks. That's going about, it's going to happen. Rotate around. Lorenthal goes again, followed by Alton. And we do hope to try and get defense down before the reset. Doesn't always happen. And then everyone else is timed to go at the same time. So Asilla gets the debuff immunity up before the ult down meter, so we can maintain that 15-second rotation. And there we go. So that is that one. Again, we will stop it here, and we'll come back at the end. Righty ho, now that one's ended. Just beneath the 208 million threshold, so we're about where we are most of the time. So I saved that one there as well. Anything over 200 that I know can get there, I save. Now, the last one that we'll look at probably be my fire team, and then in the interest of keeping this video not too long, I'll record a part 2 and re-release at a slightly later time. This is my lowest scoring team. It's the most free to play one that I have, mainly because obviously Eric is a freebie. Felicity you can pull from Stark, Dice and Horn. We've got 2 epics, and then of course we have the Cinerel. Mine is inspired too, but if you're aware of Gorak's plays, that is where this team comp idea sort of came from, and has sort of been tweaked again just by chatting with my alliance. But the principles are the same. So, and Gorax gets the same score I do, so do my alliance members, without inspired to Cinerel. So don't worry too much about that. So taking a look at the equipment plan then, we've got Alfie in the organ, in an Emperor set, in the Carnage gloves. Again, this gear's going to need some tweaking now, because I got some better runes, but where his ultimate doesn't do damage and he uses it off his battle skill, I felt like perhaps he would serve me better just by providing attack to everyone else who is doing damage. Tonan, aerial set, Carnage gloves, and I've got her in the horseshoe to give me the increased attack speed. Like my other 2 healers that you've seen, Cinerel is in the hourglass. He's in a puppeteer set to provide damage, and again the idea is just to keep him going as often as possible. Erich I've got in the ring, I forget what it's called, but it's the special wild one, which increases damage. And then Felicity is my Witch's Remains. Now, the reason I've done this is because she can keep the defense down up more often. If you build her with like 100% crit and things like that, she's got some stuff built into her kit where she gains ultimate energy, and you can get her to go every 15 seconds, which is really nice. So, 20 seconds of the 30-second rotation, with a bit of luck, I should have defense down on. So, higher scoring. So, 140 million is the time. Is the score. Here are the timings, so we just let Cinerel go on its own. Alfie goes sort of every 15 seconds, same Felicity, and Erich and Tonan are just going when the fragility is up. Felicity is at 14.5 and 14.5 because she's got this weird sort of little glitchy bug where if you do it at like 15 and 15, she won't actually go. And even still like this, it's not 100%, so a lot of the time I have to just intervene and manually cast it. So, I'm going to have a quick tweak of the gear. I'll start it again so you can see one rotation, and then we'll come back when it is finished. So here we go, guys. Again, just going to slow it down. So, Cinderella goes first. Then it will be sort of Althea and Felicity will be going sort of at a similar time. I'll try and keeping the defense down on. And then if I've done my job correctly, which I hope I have, Felicity will go again before we get to here. There we go. Another defense down on. Alfie goes once more. And then Tunnelin and Erich go. Bang! There we are. And that's the team. So, we'll see you shortly. And there we are. That's the end of that one. Actually, we achieved my highest score. We did gain 7 million on the 144, 145 that we normally do. So, again, I'm happy with that. I'm going to save that one right here. So, that's going to be the end of this first one. I'll do the other three in another video, which will probably be released in a few hours' time. But thank you for watching. I hope this has given you sort of some ideas. I suppose the wild team you can improve. Obviously, if you've got Flora, great stuff. Go for it, sort of thing. If you don't have Felicity, then look to perhaps put Erich or Tonelman in Witch's Remains, and then you can bring someone like Nedda along just as another damage dealer. If you don't have Cinerelle, you can try Corion. I've seen him used to great effect on a 15-second rotation. You obviously have Jillian. Jillian's great because she will cleanse as well as provide defense up as well. Radiant, you're not really, you're spoiled for choice with supports. Catherine is another one, for example. So, yeah, look after yourselves, work hard, but as always, play harder, and I'll see you in another one soon. Cheers.